welcome to the Radical Care for Christian Counselors podcast. And I have a question for you. Do you have enough time and energy to do everything that you want to do? And would you like to know how? Well, okay, I'm not going to completely answer that question today. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to get a place where we can get curious because that is a question I get asked a lot with the groups and the sessions that I get to lead and everything that we get to do here at Step Out and Thrive. So if that's you and you would like to have more time and energy to do the things that you believe God has called you to do, stick around. And welcome to the Radical Care for Christian Counselors podcast. My name is Bethany Boring. I'm a certified professional life coach and a certified mental health coach, amongst other things. And my passion is working with Christian counselors, mental health professionals, pastoral care leaders, those who are in the day on and day off scenarios where they are working one on one, oftentimes with a lot of people. And in those environments, although God has called us to that, a lot of times we can feel isolated because there's not a whole lot of people doing the work that we're doing and overwhelmed because honestly, it's a lot to carry. It is a lot to carry. And especially when people expect us to be the person that has it, quote, all together and to be able to listen and be able to be with those people. So, what does Step Out and Thrive do? Well, that's why I created tip community groups and check-in groups, specifically so people can understand, professionals can come together and experience a group where they feel seen and soothed and safe and secure, where they can take off their counselor hat and they can just be. Because until you experience that, you can't offer that to somebody else. And in those experiences, we offer levels where you can just check in and have those places where you check in. We also offer training where you can come and actually learn how to do these deep relational groups and story work with other people. And then we offer places where we're actually willing to walk this out with you as you create groups of your own in your ministry, in your organization, in your business, whatever that can look like. And I absolutely love what I get to do. And I'm so excited that you are here with me today. So today, again, we are focusing on the amazing point of how do we really get everything done in the time and the energy that God has given us. And this is going to be a lesson that I have struggled with, and this is not going to be one of those answers. But I am going to put a couple questions and thoughts in your brain today that may help out a little bit. And so my first question or thought to you is, what is your personality style? Whether you do DISC, whether you do Enneagram, there's so many different assessments. Oh my goodness. But if you were to describe your personality, where do you get your most energy from doing? Some people love connecting with details and they're just like, let's go. And I'm like, those people get to do my taxes every year because I love you, because that's not where I get my energy from. But some people do. Some people get their energy from that. Other people love to go and lead other people somewhere. They love to be in that leadership. They're driven. They're just like, let's get stuff done. They get so excited when they complete a task, like almost giddy, right? That is where they get their energy from. Some people love to be with other people. Like they don't care where they're going or what they're doing. They're just like people, people, people. Let's go be with people. I love to do that. And and that seems to be me a lot of times. But I also follow in the next category where some people love to be with people, but they want to make sure that they can hone into some of the details around the people. Like they want to help them get to somewhere. There wants to be a point. They're not just being with people to have fun. They want it to be deeper than that. And you want to help get somebody somewhere. They're often the counselors and the coaches that I work with because that are the people that we love to be able to do that with. But here's the thing, a lot of times in those environments, the very thing that drives those people to be with other people are the very things that we often don't always need, meaning we don't know how to be with ourselves and just be and not have to be with someone to help them get somewhere. We don't know. A lot of times we struggle not being needed. What? I have to be needed, right? A lot of that's a realization that I've had to walk through is what does that really look like in my personality? Can I have energy just being with me and God? And it came to me, it was a couple years ago when I was walking through a lot of just different things in my life. And God kept on saying, it was the weirdest thing, but I felt like God kept on telling me, hey, kiddo, I'm proud of you. And it always seemed to be at these weird moments where like I was putting on my socks or I was like standing off and staring off the space. And God would go, I'm proud of you. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing anything right now. And he's like, exactly. Like I always had that reaction, like, I'm not doing anything. Why are you proud of me? Exactly. I'm proud of you. You don't have to do anything to make me love you any more, any less than I do right now. And that was a lesson that he continues to teach me because I still have moments like that. And it's almost like this joke that we have back and forth because I know it's him because I'm not thinking that way at all at the moment. And he has a way of speaking and telling me that. So do you have those moments where you're not doing anything and you feel God's pleasure, God's joy with you? Or are you really getting excitement from different things that aren't him? Now, it's not saying that you have to go away from those things that give you energy. That's not it at all. But it's just to be aware of what that looks like because a lot of times, here's the thing, a lot of times those things that can give us energy may not be the most productive and may not be the best use of our time. So here's what I'm coming back to in the curiosity in this is in your personality, what gives you energy? What makes you feel fully alive? What is like, yes, if I could give this every single day, I'd be like, right? Okay. And sometimes, and can I also be real? If you don't know, that's okay. Because here's the thing, the things that made me really excited as a 5-year-old are not going to be the same things that make me really excited as a 40-something-year-old. They should be different. That's a good thing. We go through different phases in our life. So that means that we should be constantly going, I wonder how I do with this. I wonder if this makes me excited. I hated writing in school. I didn't, but I'm just saying, I met a client the other day that said, I hate writing in school, but they want to write a book. And I'm like, well, let's sit down and see what that looks like. And they go to write some of their chapters and they're like, Bethany, I love this. Things change. Yay! Okay. You have different areas and different parts of your life where you get energy that you maybe never had before. So always open that door of experiment. Like, okay, what does give me the most excitement? And then put that together with, okay, what are my ambitions? What is it that I really feel God has called me to do? Pair that together rather than putting it apart. There are some activities that we enjoy doing that's just going to be fun activities. I love riding bikes. I don't know how I can tie that together. There probably is amazing ways, but I love just to ride a bike. That's just me. That's not going to be my business. That's not going to be my ambition, really, but I like to ride bikes. Now, here's another example. I love to be with people. And one of my ambitions is creating safe places where people can come and connect, hence step out and thrive. I mean, I could be with groups almost all day, every day, but I wouldn't necessarily be able to do any of the other stuff that needs to be done. So I have to keep that. I have my Step Out and Thrive group days, and then I have my Step Out and Thrive like podcast days, like I'm doing today. I'm not meeting with any groups today. I'm doing podcast work today. And so I hope that makes sense. You find these areas and these little pockets of time. This is what works for me anyway, where I see those two things connect. I've also learned from Bob Goff, actually, who mentioned this ambitions chart, to really step back and go, okay, I list everything out. I list the way that I believe that God has created me different and unique. I list the ambitions that I really feel called to do. I list out the roadblocks, the things that are going to keep it, me from getting there. I list just some ways that God has already show me that I'm successful in those ways and what that would look like. I put all of that in there in like a chart form and I refer back to it because you all, can I be honest with you? All of us have days and weeks where things happen that drift us off course and we don't even know because it's just a small drift, right? When you get your kids in the ocean, they have no idea how far off course they're drifting until you come and wave them down. They realize they're half a mile away. But when you get that anchor, you get that anchor point. When I'm looking at somebody wearing bright orange and I know that that's the person I'm supposed to be anchored to, I know that I have a reference to go for. So many of us in our ministry, in our positions, in our counseling, we're just like assuming that we're going away, but we have no anchor point. We're like, okay, I guess I'm in the right area. I can't even remember what my ambitions are because I'm focused on my kid and making sure that he has lunch to take to school today. I'm just, there's stuff going on. There's going to be so many things of life. Give yourself some grace and give yourself an anchor point. What is it? What are your ambitions? What are those things? And then also, here's the thing, give yourself permission to invest even if it's a little bit of your day, and the things that make you feel fully alive, even if it doesn't align necessarily with what you want to go. Because here's the thing, if you have those days where I have them too, where I have to do the details, and you have to, you don't get, I mean, I guess if you have make millions of dollars, you can hire people. But, for me, I don't, and I have to deal with some of the details. And I have days where I'm just trying to parse my time out, but I've learned to do it in such a way where I have something else that I'm doing at the same time or at different times where I do this and I get so many hours in and then I get to do a fun activity, wherever that could be. And I've even used that with my kids as well to be able to help them get work done. It's been challenging because they change too. So it's a real big thing that I've been learning, but also that I'm working my kids through, that I'm also walking a lot of our facilitators and coaches through as well, because it really is a battle that we have to pay attention to. And having that anchor point, it's a great place of being able to stay focused. So let's pivot this back to you, my friends. What are areas in your life, like I asked before, that give you energy? What's a personality? Where do you rank on the disc or Enneagram? Or my new favorite is the primal questions. What's your primal question? If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. It's really awesome. Heads up to Mike Foster. Thank you for that. But here's the thing, there's no shortage of personality assessments out there. So choose your favorite, okay? Choose one that you feel really does sit well with you, or take a couple of them. And then to keep that in mind when you're coming across areas and activities and focuses and goals that energize you. Don't condemn yourself, but go, okay, God, this makes sense. Wow, I am fearfully and wonderfully made in that way. Okay, God, these are my ambitions. This is where I get my energy from. These are some major roadblocks. And this is what's going to stand in front of me right now. And I'm going to keep this in my focus because this is why I want to get this done. And this is why I want to follow you in this way. And it may look different than what I have on this chart, but I know how you've given me and I know how you've created me. And so I want to walk that out. I hope this was a little bit of help for you. Some of my tip community group, the highest level of groups that we have, they actually have a chart that they work on during this process. And it has been amazing anchor point for them to actually say, okay, I'm making some progress in this area, or wow, my energy is not where I thought it was supposed to be. Let's change that, because we're always adapting, we're always learning, we're always changing. We are never going to be able to have that completely balanced. So take that perfectionism off the chart. But one thing you can do is you can have an anchor point, and it's even more fun when you have a group to go along the journey with you, because they get to see how God is moving and how God is changing, and we get to celebrate with you as well. So, with all that being said, I would love to have you check out our Thursday group. We meet the second and fourth Thursday of every month, and it is a check in Thursday. So, your first meeting is completely free. And if you want to do it continually every month, it's $25 a month. And we'd love to have you. It's just a basic level, and it's an area where you can come and just be and seen and soothed and safe and secure. And there's also other ways you can go deeper, but that's a great, easy way for you to come and connect. Any more information can be found at bethanyboring.com. And as always, I love the questions, so keep sending them. Bethany at stepoutandthrive.com. As always, you, my friend, have amazing energy. You have been created with a purpose. You have been created to dare to do more than just survive. Get your energy, get your direction, so that you can step out and thrive. I'm cheering for you. See you guys next week. Bye.